we do another job besides Uber?
This is like the only skill I have. I've tried like other things, but I tried stock trading.
Yeah.
And the only thing I'm good at is losing money.
Yeah. I'm not really into all that, to be honest. It just seems like...
It's crazy addictive, man.
Yeah, it's just really like you can know the information about everything and you'll like do somewhat well. It's all about luck. Like people invest in like Bitcoin probably thought like, oh, whatever. Bitcoin sounds funny, I'll put money into it. Look at it now, so...
Yeah, well, there's this, like, do you know technical analysis and fundamental analysis?
No, but...
So, technical analysis is what I'm interested in.
Oh, right.
And it's a bit more like gambling.
Oh, okay. So you kind of put it into like a random stock or something like that and see what happens?
Well, you're looking at coloured little bars.
Oh, yeah.
And you're trying to make a prediction on like volume and pressure, right? Because at 12 o'clock it pumps, man.
Yeah.
Pumps. But the thing is, it whipsaws as well. So, like, you might think that it does pump up, right? And you're like, all right, this is the time to get in. And you'll get in and it just goes, plummets down.
Oh, yeah.
And you'll lose everything. And the stuff I like is, it's called options trading, what I like. And that's the most riskiest one you can do. It's high risk, high reward. It's crazy, right? You can put like $1,000 in, and then like 30 minutes later you got like, maybe not even that. It'll jump and it'll be like $400.
Oh, wow.
Right? You just give it this one pump, and then it's like, why am I an Uber driver? I should just be doing this.
And then, yeah, like, I guess it's all about time and just like, it's all about opportunity and time. Like, I guess during like start of COVID, everything was like kind of going down a lot, and people may have jumped into different, like Apple, Telstra, or whatever. Those things are like down, or Pfizer. If you're like, I don't know, stocked in Pfizer beforehand, and all that stuff happened. It's just like luck, I guess, and just like right place, right time sort of thing. Unless you're doing what you're doing, it's just like throwing money at something and see if it goes up or down.
Yeah, you look at it. Yeah, well, I read 2 books on technical analysis.
All right.
And it's you can see it like, yeah, all right, it's kind of plausible, right?
Yeah.
But like, I'm not of the mind that it's really like, I'm of 2 thoughts. It's gambling, and the other thought is I'm an amateur. So like, they're competing. So I'm like, maybe I could actually make a living off this, and then I lose a bit of money, and I'm like, no, it's gambling. And
you go from back and forth.
Yeah, slipping back and forth. I haven't done it in ages.
There's a guy on TikTok that I see, I don't know, he does like professional, like he's like a professional punter. He'll like sit in front of his like dual monitor, like watching horse racing like all day. He just will bet on like all these different horse races. You know, like he says, he makes like $1,000 a day if he's like good, or $2,000, or like, you know, 800 or whatever. And I just feel like, I don't know how people, like, it's like a side hustle to him, but like, I don't know.
It's more like a career. Yeah. Oh, that's so interesting that you say that.
Yeah. It's like, oh, it's a side hustle or whatever, but it's like, man, if I was making like $1,000 a day, if I was working like, doing 4 times a day, doing like that and making about, I don't know, 300 and 3,500 or something a week, I wouldn't do a job. I'd just do that.
Yeah.
You know, but I guess he has his weeks or his days where he's at a loss or something like that. But still, it's like, I don't know. Some people get to like really niche things like that and they just do that for like a very long time and get wealthy off it.
Yeah, right. And if it's like with the horse racing thing, like some horses run better in like mud and some run better in dry, right? So if it's raining and stuff, like, and like if you're a stable, like if you're like a stable person and you know a lot about horses, like I think there's like a lot of things that
there's so many different like so many different things to it than what people usually probably realise.
Right, there's a lot you can analyse.
Yeah,
so there's a lot you can control in that, so it becomes less gambling and more like analysis.
Yeah, like, you know, probably like, where was it born, who was its like mother, or who was the father of it. It's like so many different things. Does it have a strong heart? You know, does its legs strong, like stupid shit like that. You just kind of go like, oh, man, like you can't really be bothered. Like people probably just like, it's like poker gambling as well. Like I work at a bowls club, and there are people who just like throw thousands of dollars in a machine in like 3 months. God knows how much that is. You get $1,400 back, and just keep spending it. And it's like these people just pay for like food, rent, or mortgage or utilities, and that's it. They don't buy anything. Like probably don't buy clothes. Probably don't buy nice things themselves. They just, all the money goes towards that.
Yeah, I think it's super addictive.
Oh, absolutely.
Luckily for me, like I never really I lost money on the pokies.
Yeah. Like when you turn 18, I think it's not like you just kind of try it because it's something that you weren't allowed to do previously.
Yeah.
You try it, and some people go like, oh, this is like stupid. You know, like you lose like $10 and you go like, oh shit. And some people just go like, they get lucky at first. Like they'll play like a couple of times and they'll win like 300, and they'll just keep going back to it. Even though it's realistically, you're just extremely lucky. It's not like people think to themselves, oh, you know, I'm just got the lucky touch or bullshit like that. But it's like, yeah, like even as you said, like stocks and everything, it's just all gambling. People who are like professional stock traders and people who have been doing stocks for 15 years, you know, that is still gambling. It's not like, because you are putting like your entire wealth on one stock that may go down without even your influence whatsoever, or may go up or may go down or just collapse and overnight, you know what I mean? So it's interesting, I think.
I guess people just want to be rich, but like Warren Buffett, like his style is different. So he'll tell you like he doesn't know anything about stocks. He knows businesses. So he doesn't care whether it goes up or down because he knows the business has what's called intrinsic value.
Yeah.
Right? So he looks at all the assets, he goes through all the financials, he sees like how much force this company has in the market, and then makes a decision from there. But he's done a few losses as well. Like he's done a few companies that he thinks are good and then they turn out bad. But he nailed it with Coca-Cola, nailed it with McDonald's. Do you know what I mean? Like he's done some pretty good stuff. And also the other thing is, if you want to be like a Warren Buffett style investor, you have to have a lot of capital straight off the jump.
Yeah.
Like you got to have at least 10 grand. I was reading this book and it was saying, if you'd invest, do you know what the S&P 500 is?
Yeah, I've heard of it before. I don't really know what it is.
It's an index fund. It's made up of 500 American companies.
Oh, right.
Right? You can invest in it, right? And it gets heavily invested in. It gets invested in so much that it goes up 10% every year.
Yeah.
Right? So they did this, I don't know what you call it, like look back or like prediction or like example. Example is the word I'm looking for. Sorry, I'm terrible with words. They did this example where they said like if you had 10 grand in the 1960s, you invested it in the S&P 500, by 2012 you'd have $1 million.
Yeah.
But at the same time, who has 40, 50 years to wait to be a millionaire? You're going to get there and buy a Lamborghini for what? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't understand their advice sometimes, but I think I was talking to a mate once and we were talking about this topic, and he's like, oh yeah, I just, like if I was to do stock, I just invest in like all like the main staple, like S&P or 500 and all those ones are just like, you know, they're not going to go away anytime soon. But if I was to ever do stock, which I've looked at it before, I'm not gonna lie. Like I looked at it, and
it's pretty fun for
I just went on I think it was like plus 500. But I saw an
That's what I have. Yeah.
And I looked at it. I was like, oh, okay, like I understand like what's going on here and whatever. I wouldn't invest in like. I would try to keep away from like it's hard because it's literally it's like America is like the main focus of all these stocks. But I try to keep away from like somewhat of American stocks because their economy is just so up and down all the time. Like they'll have a good.
That's where all the money is, though.
Yeah,
you really think America's investing in China? Do you really think America is investing in Australia? America is investing in America. Like,
yeah.
it is like the most powerful country in the world.